Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined now by head coach of the Fighting Irish, Mike Bray, as well as student-athletes VJ Beecham, Zach August, and Rex Pfluger. The remaining Notre Dame student-athletes are available right now in the Notre Dame locker room. We'll ask Coach Bray to make an opening statement, then we'll take questions first for the student-athletes.
Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? That was unbelievable. God, that was fun, and certainly I'm very proud of our group because it didn't look very good for us. But I think both nights here, Friday and Sunday, we showed some great character to kind of believe we could finish it, and we did. So Stephen F. Austin is fabulous, and they're so well coached. They're just a heck of a team. We beat a really good team today.
We'll open up to questions for the student-athletes first, and the first one's on the right toward the back. Mike.
Mike Vaccaro, New York Post. Zach, last year you guys took Kentucky to the final seconds and got a lot of kudos for the way you did that. It's a little strange kind of being almost on the exact opposite here today. I mean, you were the guys that, were being forced to the last second, and you guys wound up winning. Is that a little surreal in a way to be on both ends of it?
Yeah, man, it's an amazing experience. It's been great. It was a little scary ending, but we pulled out in the end and executed and did what we had to do.
Continuing with questions for the student-athletes, there's one on the left side of the room for Chris.
Did you ever think your first bucket, Rex, would be to send you guys to the Sweet 16 like that? Pretty good timing.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I just crashed the board. I thought Zach was going to make that last layup, but, Coach always emphasizes going to the board hard, especially in situations like that, and it just turned out for the best for us.
Continuing with questions for the student-athletes, we have one just to the right of the aisle toward the front for Len.
Len Robbins, New York Post. Rex, have you ever had that sort of dream that most kids have of making the shot in the big game? And if so, was it a tip-in?
Yeah, I've definitely had that dream, but I didn't expect it to be a tip-in. I actually had a similar experience where I missed it in my high school career, and I've always wished I got that back. So now that this has happened, it's made up for it.
All the way to the right and all the way to the front.
Sure. Rex just described the feeling of tipping in the game-winning basket in an NCAA game.
Can't really explain it because it still hasn't hit me. I'll probably hit me tomorrow sometime. But it's been great. It wasn't just one play that won us the game. I think it was an overall effort, rebounding, hustling, and it was just, like I said, an overall impact on the game by my whole team.
Toward the back, on the right.
Andrew Rosario, New York Beacon. Guys, you guys are down 5 late. What's going through your minds at that point?
Let's have VJ take that first, then Zach, then Rex.
We feel like we can win any game, no matter what situation we're in. We've been in games, we've been down 20, down 15, late in the second half, and we just always feel like we can win the game. So we were down 5, but we felt like we were going to find a way to pull through.
Zach. Yeah, definitely. I agree. It's just really game situations. We emphasize and practice that a lot in practice. And really it just came down to what team could execute to win the game, and, we stepped up and did that.
And Rex?
Just to reiterate what these guys said, we have a bunch of in-game situations in practice, and I think that prepared us for the last 2 minutes.
Next question is toward the front on the right. Len?
Len Robbins, New York Post. Rex, if I can just follow that, the shot that you didn't make in high school, what kind of shot was it? Was it a championship game? Just fill us in.
It was a semifinal in the CIF. It was a tip-in, too, same exact kind of situation, and I missed it, and we ended up losing that game, so it was nice to get this one.
Continuing with questions for the Notre Dame student-athletes, if there are any, just raise your hand. Any further questions for the student-athletes? We'd like to thank and congratulate VJ, Zach, and Rex. They're going to head back to the locker room right now, which is still open for the next 10 minutes or so to take your questions.
Thank you.
We'll now open things up for the first question for Coach Bray, and we have one to the right toward the back with Mike.
Mike Vaccaro, New York Post. Mike, just follow up what I asked Zach. I mean, last year in March, you had to walk over to Coach Cal and shake his hand, and while your heart was breaking, no doubt, because you know how much your kids had fought, kind of almost exactly the opposite effect here. Can you just talk about your perspective on both those feelings?
Yeah, no, you're right. That's how it ended for us, and you're so proud of your group. But when you coach and play in games like this, it's exhausting. And I mean that in a very positive way. It's, you're really into it. So I'm really proud of our group because we could have found ways not to figure it out. But this group's really kind of had an interesting vibe about them, and there's some real mental toughness with them that we benefited from.
All the way back to the right.
Andrew Rosario, New York Beacon. Coach, how long did you relish this victory before you start looking forward to the next game?
Oh, I'm going to enjoy it for a while. We don't play till Friday. We're going to really enjoy this. We'll have plenty of time to prepare. That we don't play till Friday, but yeah, I just hope. I mean, both games here, were great games, hard-fought games, great for ratings. But I hope our group is coming out really confident. We have found ways to win, 2 tough ones, and something you want to just keep riding this time of year.
All the way on the right side, Josh.
Josh Newman, Asbury Park Press. When you have local guys like Farrell and Steve Astoria, local guys, people are asking for tickets, they're home. How much more difficult does that make things on the kids?
Those 2 guys are pretty mature, and I think they handle that with grace and understand. Steve's a veteran, and Maddie's 2 years in the program. If it was a freshman going back home, I'd be a little more worried about that. But those guys will be excited to be in Philly. We're working I-95. It was the ACC tournament, and we're just working I-95 right now.
On the right side of the aisle, Len.
Len Robbins, New York Post. Mike, when you have a player like Rex who comes out of a program, the one that he came out of, how much does that factor into him being in the right place at the right time?
That's what we loved about him, Len. Coming from the Mater Dei program, Gary McKnight, and I can relate because I played for a similar guy and was in the DeMatha program. A great high school program, well-coached kids. They believe they're going to win. That was probably got us over the hump where we decided let's get this guy. And he has, since we've got him in the lineup, and it started in Cameron with how he played in Cameron to help us get that win, guarding, doing tough stuff. His athletic ability, he bounces around. I mean, he does stuff like that in practice all the time, so it's not kind of out of left field.
All the way to the back and all the way to the right.
Andrew Rosario, New York Beacon. Mike, how aware were you of the presence of the Fighting Irish fans the last 2 games?
Oh, our fans were fabulous here. And I can't believe any site had better energy than this site. I watched games. There was great juice in this building. But I knew when I saw us flash up in Brooklyn, I was excited because I knew our people would be out, and they helped us. And they certainly helped us believe when we were down 5 with whatever it was left.
To the left of the aisle, Jaden.
Jaden Daly, Daily Dose of Hoops. Mike, after this also ties into Jay in the Villanova game earlier. After so many years of not getting out of the first weekend, you get a Sweet 16 now to back up the Elite 8 last year. How much more of a relief is it, and how encouraging is it that the program has come on and taken on?
Yeah, I think it's really, my biggest concern was, last year was so special, and I didn't want this group, trying to be an extension of last year. We had to coach them. They were an individual, but for them to live in the shadow of last year's team and then find their own way and identity and get to this point, I'm really proud of them. They've been great. I was always concerned about our leadership, losing Grant and Connaughton. And Jackson, Vastoria, and August have exceeded my expectations, and that's why we're still playing.
On the right side toward the back, Mike.
Mike Vaccaro, New York Post. Mike, you talked in your opening remarks, you said emphatically how good that team was. I mean, you guys had to shoot 57% for the game. You guys out-rebounded them. I mean, sometimes you get this idea that a higher seed has to play, or a better seed has to play terribly to be in this kind of game. You guys had to play good to beat them. That's got to speak well for them and for you guys.
I knew they'd be hard to guard. They running their stuff, and we did it enough. But God, they're really hard to defend, and then they're hard to play against. We couldn't really run any of our motion. Everything was react to a double team, and I thought overall we made fabulous decisions out of traps, making the extra pass, then driving it, shooting it. We posted a couple times. Demetrius and Matt Farrell were really good with the ball, and it was, it's interesting, as I was watching them beat West Virginia, and we had not played yet, but back in my mind I said, if we're fortunate enough to advance, I'm glad I started Matt Farrell tonight, because he's going to really need to be able to handle the ball and help Demetrius if we play them. And I thought Matt Farrell was fabulous.
We have time for a couple more questions. Let's move to the left side with Chris.
Chris Barca, SNY. VJ kind of talked about how, you know, they never lost their confidence late, but at least in your mind, about 35, 40 seconds left, you're down one, and Thomas Walkup, who's been so awesome all weekend, has the ball. I guess, how worried are you that it's your last 45 seconds of the season?
Well, when we went into that timeout, you know, we went 2 for 1 at the end of the game. And we had the same situation in a Kentucky game last year, and we didn't go 2 for 1. And we said as a coaching staff, if this presents itself again, we're going 2 for 1. And we were able to get Demetrius to the line to cut it to 1. We knew if we played out the defense, we'd have plenty of time. There's no way you're calling timeout. There's a little bit of chaos going on. Let's use that to our advantage. D got to the hole. And then, as you tell guys, when you're down 1, don't worry about an over-the-back call. You know, you don't just everyone run to the backboard. There's no such thing you worry about going over anybody's back. ZA and Rex were fabulous there. But I think it's a game situation, as they mentioned, that we practiced when we came back this year because I kicked myself. We should have done that in Cleveland. And we had it was set up that way. And again, we executed. I'm thrilled.
In the back of the room on the right of the aisle,
Jim O'Connell, Associated Press. Mike, in a big picture way, you kept the ACC going here, and you've had a heck of a tournament. Have you been able to watch the other ACC games, and what do you think of them?
I have. I'm really proud of our league. I think now this league is, with this year, it's playing out to be the best league. And remember, I came from that league called the Big East when we were by far the best league and had this kind of depth and number of NCAA tournament caliber teams. But it has. And I know if Syracuse gets in, that would be 6 in the Sweet. Has that ever happened before? Would that be a record? 6 from one league in the Sweet 16? It's unbelievable, and further validates, you know, how hard our league was and how proud I was that we were 11-7 and the 4 seed. We'll take that.
We have time for one final question for Coach Bray, if there is one. All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Oops.
Alan, still open? Notre Dame locker room is still open for a few more minutes. 5 to 6 more, says Alan.